Okay, so let us start the introduction part of the training program. So now, the first thing I would like you to understand is that after this training program, you will become a web developer. And once you become a web developer, you have some responsibility that everybody will believe you should able to do. And by God grace, after this training program, you will definitely able to do all this responsibility. The first responsibility is to be able to design and develop a website. Designing and developing a website. We all know what a website is all about because we are all using one or two websites. In fact, in our school, we are using a website for most of the program, which is the school website, bomot.ac.uk. Okay, so next, another responsibility is coding and programming. You should be able to write code and program for web application or a website, and also testing and debugging. When you are writing code, you will be facing a lot of error and lies. So by the time you test your code and debug it, you're able to fix out some error in your code. And we all see how all those things look like in practical when it's time. For instance, this is a particular code this is a particular project I'm working on presently. You can see this is the code at the upper side here, and at the terminal here you can see I'm debugging the code to see if there is any error. And when there is error, I will able to fix out the error in the code through debugging and the likes. Okay, don't be scared with any all this code. It's something that you are going to understand by God grace. I will break everything down. You see, knowledge, you just need somebody to break it down for you in a terms that you can understand, and you will surely achieve that. Yeah, so let's continue. So then the next responsibility is collaborating with other, because for instance, look at the Bomo University website. You see we have thousands of pages. You can see when you first visit the website, it's only the home page that you will see. By the time you are making use of the website for different things, you will see that the website contains a lot of different pages, in which it will be very cumbersome for one person to build all these things or to write all the code or all the program for the website. So you need to collaborate with other people. Then also ensuring website security. We are all aware that there is high rate of cyber attack nowadays, even before this generation self. It's just that it's increasing rapidly these days. So your website holds, as in, like, contain a lot of secure information about your company and the likes, in which you need a very good security for your website. So as a web developer, you should able to ensure website security. And the last one is what? Maintaining and updating your website. So it's not a good thing to just have, after creating a website, and you leave it the way it is for a long period of time. Definitely you have a lot of things to be updating, to be improving on the website. You will have new updates, new information, new program that you would like to add to your website. So as a web developer, you should be able to be maintaining and updating website. So those are the major key things that you need, that you will be doing as a web developer once you become a professional web developer, which you should be able to achieve by the end of this training if you do your own part. How we do your own part to share the knowledge with you? You need to do your own part to dedicate your time and try as much as possible that you go through every single thing we are discussing on this platform, and Believe it, nobody is a dollar. Nobody cannot know any at something. Once you dedicate time, the only thing that it might take me 5 minutes to learn something, and it might take another person 10 minutes to learn something, and the minute don't really matter. What matters is that you learn it, and you acquire the knowledge, and you understand it. Once you understand it, either you take it 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or 1 hour, even a day, compared to another person that can grab it within a few minutes. That doesn't matter. Both of you have understand it. That's what matter. Okay, so you just need to understand yourself, and thank God all this training, they are in video format that you can watch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch till you understand what we are saying there. It's not like a live lecture that once the lecturer leave the class, you might not able to put everything in paper. So the case is your favor in this situation. Okay, those are the major responsibility of web developer. Okay, so but before we go to the next stage, which is history, because when we are any field you are, it is very very important. Some people will say we know all this one, we have heard it online, we can read it on YouTube or WhatsApp. No, we call this program zero to hero. So anything you are learning, it is also important to know the history about those things, because it will enable you to follow the path, as in know the track, to have the track record of the development in that field, so that it will add more to your understanding, and it won't be otherwise. It won't be okay when people are discussing, you call yourself web developer, and people are talking about some important history about web development, and you can't even say something reasonable, or you can't even know maybe they are saying the right thing or they are saying the wrong thing. So that's the reason I also had this aspect. It's just a brief, this is introduction. All everything we'll be discussing today is just introduction to web development, and this is very important because it will enable you to have the basic knowledge, the basic understanding of where we are going. Okay, so we won't it it won't be in the next situation that we'll be talking about something later on, and you will not know what we are actually saying, or you will not know what the word might look strange to you. We all come from different backgrounds, so we must carry everybody along. Okay, so these are the key responsibility you will be responsible for after becoming a web developer. So the next thing is the history, just a brief history, like evolution of web development industry. So the whole game start early 1990. That's when I was born. Anyway, that's when I was born. So I was born together with web development. Yeah. So Geo game starts in early 1990s, and the journey started with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That is what available at that moment. Uh, One thing I like about the wise people is that once they discover something, they don't wait till they have everything it takes. If you see the first website that was built, then it's just like even a baby web developer today might, as in, we do something better than that. But that little thing that look like nonsense then have lead us to where we are today, because the scope is that continue improving it and continue developing it. Look at where they start phone production in Nigeria. One of the earlier phone in Nigeria then is Nokia 3310. And if you compare that phone with the type of phone we have today, you will see that they have significantly improved the phone technology. Okay, and that's also what is happened to every technology, web development, app development, and the like. So we started with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and any till today, any anybody that will be a professional web developer so just have basic understanding of these three programs: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So when it's time, I will show you, as in we will go in, we will be taking them one after the other, go in depth of them, so that you understand how, what they are all about, and how you can, and if you have some basic, some knowledge about them, previous knowledge about them before, maybe you can still gain one or two things in addition. Because that's the beauty of technology. If you know anything last year and you still on it, this year technology will have definitely improved beyond your knowledge, and you just need to update your knowledge. So this field is a continual learning process. We learn every day. Okay, so that's, and at the early of 2000, year 2000, some new technology was added to the field, such as Java, like JavaScript was improved beyond what it is in 1990s. Then Ajax was also added. Server-side script language like PHP was also added. ASP was also added. So all these programs are becoming popular in year 2000. And at the mid of 2000, when one technology came out, it will give a foundation for another technology to grow. So that's when we are now started having like something in CMS, something like content management system, like WordPress, Jumia, Drupal, and like Whiskey. All those platforms that we are now having today, they started development. And recently, I will not say recently, but anything less than, anything 5 years, 10 years to this time is still recently, because any children that is still 15 years old can still uh, witness the emergence of most of these programs, which is like React, which is used for developing front end, and Angular, Follow.js, and the likes. So those are the journey of web development as far as this world is concerned. But before we go further, I would like to give you a basic explanation of web development, and in some case to break the understanding down to your level. And when you have a very good understanding at the foundation stage, that will be improving your understanding as we move on. So in your own brain, forget about whatever they have told you online, or whatever they have told you on YouTube, or about, yes, website development divided into two, basically into two: front end and back end. But this is the way I used to train people when it comes to web development, because when you can visualize, web development is not something we are used to, especially in Africa before. It's a new knowledge. Yeah, even, yeah, it's a new knowledge. I met he met me on head, so it's a new knowledge to me. Yeah, so I want to put it like, use it in a way that I want to explain it in a way that you will always understand. I want to similar put web development as inside with another thing that you can understand. Okay, so this is how we do it. Anytime you are thinking about web development, always thinking about building consortium. Okay, because the two of them have many similarity. When I say many similarity, it doesn't mean that you are using roof for house, you will use roof for website. You are using cement for house, you will use cement for website or development. No, but when it comes to the knowledge of how things work, they have much similarity that can give you better understanding of how this thing work. For instance, let's start like this. When you are thinking about building construction, building have exterior view and interior view, like the outside of the building and the inside of the building. Yes, something similar like that happen in web development. We have the front end and the back end. So you can equalize the front end at your exterior field of your building, and you can equalize the back end of website like interior, as in interior part of your building. Okay, so you can see how they are relating, right? So in web development we have front end and the back end. And what is the front end? Front end is the part of the website that the user are interacting with, the part of the website that the user can see, they can interact with. That's the most beautiful part of the website. Like it look attractive. That's where you apply your different content, image, video, text, color, and the likes. But most of the websites that are interactive have what we call backend, where the functionality of the website is actually happening. Like for instance, you log in to Beaumont University website. You're able to log in because the website actually have a backend that have your login detail and verify your login detail and know that the login detail that you input is correct, so you're able to log in. If it's not correct, you're not able to log in. So all those functionality happen at the backend. So some people are front-end developer, while some people are back-end developer, and some people do the two together. We call them full stack developer. You also have the opportunity to become whatever you believe in on this platform, whether you want to become a front-end developer or back-end developer. That will determine on where you stop learning. If you continue learning after you become a front-end developer, you can continue learning on this platform to become a back-end developer. And once you acquire the both knowledge, then you are a full stack developer. And we also have the opportunity of learn web content creation, like learn how you can create graphics for your website, create in like logo, image, and live video and live. When we get to those stage, we will do justice to them. Okay, so anytime I'm talking about web development, I will be like putting the both side, in side by side, building construction and web development. So let's start if from building construction. When you want to start building construction, the first thing you want to do is to have a plan, like building your building plan. The first thing, let's start from the land instead. The first thing you want to acquire a land on which you want to build your building. Same thing in website development. When you will need a what we call domain name. Domain name. That domain name can be equalized to your land, because that domain name is what that will link your website to your server, and through it people will be accessing your website. And like domain name is very simple. It's just the name of your website, like www.kwatavi.com, www.beaumont.ac.uk. It can be anything like that. Those are what we call domain name. So definitely by the time you want to launch your website, you need a domain name to connect your website to server. Same thing, you need land for your building. Let's assume you have acquired land, that means you have acquired the domain name. The next stage, the planning. What actually do you want to put on that land? That is what actually you want to put on your domain. That's when you need to plan. You need to make decision. What is the purpose of your website? What is the purpose? What do you want? What's the main reason for developing that website? You need to plan it. And after planning, that's when you can start the design and the development. Same thing with building. After planning, after you have the planning, you do the survey, you do the planning, then you can start construction. Now, same thing in building and website. When you are doing the construction, every workers you will be using for your building construction have different skill. Like you use carpenter, you will use furnitures, you will use bricklayer, you will use different professionals like that, that will be working together to achieve the same goal of building the type of building that you want for you. Same thing with web development. You need different skill, like front end developer, back end developer. Maybe some people might good in JavaScript, some people might be good in Java, some people might good in Python, some people, different people like that. We now want to get come together, work collectively to build the type of website that you want. So as a web developer, it might not necessary that you know all the programming language that involve in web development. You might just have the basic skill, but you might need to specialize on your area of concentration. If you might just be a backend or front end, React or Python, Django, and the likes. When it is time to be talking about each of them in depth, we will be talking about them. So let's stop here for now. Thank you so much.